Am I the asshole for refusing to allow my ex access to money I saved for our son? My ex and I, both 30, share a 12-year-old son. We broke up when our son was 4 weeks old. We shared physical custody from the time he was 14 months, and I had visitation prior. As a standard because our son was breastfed. And when our son was 4, my ex remarried. My ex now has 4 additional children with her husband. And this is where her wish for access to that money comes from. I saved for my son and set up an account that only I can access for right now. I was never a part of this, so I never added her to the account. I also have it protected should anything happen to me, and my ex won't take control of it. One of my ex's children was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer. Their household has seen a lot of changes, and my son has struggled with those changes. I pick up the difference where I can. So my son still goes to his activities, paid for by me. I put extra in his lunch account at school, so he can always get a school lunch as preference over a packed lunch from home, and I went a little bigger. For Christmas, which I always start buying early. My son always knew I saved for his future. He mentioned it to his mom after his mom said they were pulling all finances on their end, including anything put aside for the futures of him and his half-siblings. This brought my ex to me, and she asked how much I saved, which I refused to tell her. She asked me for access to the account, and I said no. She suggested I should give it to her so it can go toward funding all the help they need to cover the cost of a sick child, and I refused. My ex tried to get our son involved, and my son told me he didn't want to keep giving stuff up, and he didn't want to keep giving stuff up, and he didn't want it to take his money. I promised my son it wouldn't happen. My ex ended up sending me a breakdown of what they want the money for. I did look over it, but only after I told her I would not take our son's money and give it to her for her other child. I told her I had a duty to my son and not her other children. Ex started calling me names, so I ended the call. She then sent me a text asking me how I could say no to helping a child who's sick. I told her that their sick child was not my responsibility, and my responsibility is to ensure our son has a good life, the child I made with her, not the children she made with her husband. My son has not had to deal with any of the fallout so far, hopefully never. But X has sent several texts since, and her husband sent a few of his own. Am I the asshole?